Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to RELL, the Iron Maiden. If this is your first time here on the channel, we're going to take a look at RELL's biography and story first. We'll move on to any cinematics RELL has, take a look at the skins, the Fandom Wiki, and the voice lines and stuff at the very end of the video. And I'll have everything chaptered out if you'd like to skip ahead. And of course, while you're here, you might as well leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We have a bunch of other League of Legends reactions you can check out here on the channel. All right, guys, RELL is somebody that we haven't really had too much about RELL. I know she's a little bit on the newer side. I know she's from Noxus. We had mention of her in, I believe, Samira and LeBlanc's reactions a while back. I just know she's supposed to be like some sort of secret weapon, and I know like LeBlanc wants her or something, right? So that's kind of what I know about RELL, but I don't know anything else other than like, I don't know her background. I don't know anything. So let's just go ahead and dive into RELL. All right, the quote says, "Forge your heart into something strong, unbreakable." Ooh. It's a really strong quote. We have role support, region Noxus, and oh yeah, there you go. Related champions are LeBlanc and Samira. All right, our paragraph here says, "The product of brutal experimentation at the hands of the Black Rose, RELL is a defiant living weapon determined to topple Noxus. Her childhood was one of misery and horror, enduring unspeakable procedures to perfect and weaponize her magical control over metal, until she made a violent escape, killing many of her captors in the process. Now branded as a criminal, RELL attacks Noxian soldiers on site as he searches for survivors of her old academy, defending the meek while delivering merciless death to her former instructors." Wow. Okay, so this literally is kind of like a female Magneto in the world of Runeterra, which is really cool. Except, I mean, I guess it's kind of like a good version of Magneto, because she really wants just like revenge on Noxus, I guess. She kind of just wants revenge on the people that like experimented on her. So, I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? And she defends the meek while delivering merciless death at the same time. So very cool. All right, let's read the biography. Super cool design here. So if she can control metal, then she literally just made a horse out of metal. First off, that's got to be uncomfortable. Second off, that's still cool. And also it looks like maybe her armor might be, like parts of it also are just forged by her as well. That's really awesome. And her lance has to be, you know, made of the metal. I mean, I feel like that's pretty powerful thing to have in Runeterra. But all right, posters across Noxus warn of a dangerous criminal armed with a massive blunted spear and borne atop a magical fiend, whose mere existence poses a threat to the safety and security of the entire nation. Even some within the steeled ranks of the Trifarian Legion have begun to worry that they will be sent after her to their almost certain deaths. What kind of monster could be behind such heinous, unchecked destruction?" Okay, so this makes sense now why Samira was sent, because Samira is like, you know, a better like mercenary than all of these random Noxus people that they send after RELL. But yeah, like sending Samira to go get RELL, you would have better hopes or better chances of actually capturing RELL, but I don't think Samira could take her on, because this ability sounds very powerful. The simple answer is a 16-year-old girl. The complicated one is unforgivable. RELL was special from the moment of her birth and fated to suffer for it. Born the daughter of a Noxian foot soldier and the heir to a fallen noble house, she enjoyed neither the trappings of wealth nor the gilded upbringing common to children of the lower aristocracy. Nevertheless, her parents had grand plans to mold her into someone who could shatter through Noxus's dense political landscape. As RELL's mother always said, excellence is measured in sacrifice. RELL's unhappiness grew with time, sparking something unique within her, a magic unlike anything seen in centuries, the ability to manipulate metal. To RELL's parents, this was something to be exploited, for RELL's own sake, of course, and they tried unsuccessfully to apprentice her with many powerful mages who might whisk their daughter into the political or military elite. Wow, so her parents just straight up took advantage of it too. But someone else took notice of the young girl's magic. Seeing in RELL a weapon who could one day face Noxus's most hated ancient foe, a certain pale woman visited the family with a dark bargain. Okay, so obviously LeBlanc. RELL soon found herself the star pupil of a very special academy, hidden far from the capital and away from the council's prying eyes. And though they rarely made appearances in her new boarding school, her mother and her father never seemed more proud or more hopeful of their daughter's future. It seemed, at least for a moment, that perhaps RELL would be loved after all. Then the true horrors began. RELL was first forced into combat with another student when she was 8, and afterward a kind of magic sigil was painfully grafted into her arm, amplifying her power so that she could become even stronger. Whoa. Yet while this has been framed as a training exercise, RELL never saw the boy again. She never saw any of her opponents again. Every day she grew more powerful, honing her magic for martial combat. Her body became covered with sigils that amplified her magical abilities to impossible heights. In time, she could rip a vein of raw ore from deep out of the ground, twist the walls into deadly weapons, and superheat an opponent's armor until it collapsed and crushed them. That's pretty insane. They just kept giving her more and more of these sigils to just make her stronger too. But her instructors desired even more from her, all in the hopes that RELL would be the most powerful soldier the Empire had ever known. On her 16th birthday, after a particularly barbaric duel, she'd finally had enough. Casting her instructors aside, RELL tore past the guards and ripped open the doors of a forbidden wing of the academy, discovering the true nature of her school. Every opponent she defeated had been nullified, their magic forcibly extracted from them and placed into the very sigils recovering RELL's body. Whoa. And left as emotionless puppets devoid of memories. This was the price of her power, and she could never give it back. Okay, they misstepped here. Noxus, because, like, you have to get her on your side at least. Like, why would she want to fight for Noxus anyway? And you just kept making her more and more powerful. Yeah, they didn't really give her a good incentive to fight on their side. Worst of all was the headmistress who oversaw the procedures herself, RELL's own mother. All this had been for RELL, she said. After all, excellence is measured in sacrifice. RELL raged. To the small handful of faculty who survived her escape from the academy, it was like the earth had been torn open into a twisting whirlwind of razor-sharp slag. The building ripped itself apart, forming an impenetrable suit of black armor around RELL as she crushed those who stood before her, flattening seasoned soldiers with a lance heavier than a mountain. Bursting through the front gate on a steed made of rippling iron, she led as many of her classmates as she could to freedom, leaving the rows scrambling to recover the null and erase any trace of what their organization had done. But it was far too late. Soon enough, the surviving faculty members began to die in increasingly public ways, and the null could no longer be kept secret. RELL is now a threat to Noxus, but not in the way the handbills proclaim. She is a self-styled defender of the meek, full of unchecked fury, distrustful of everyone, and merciless toward a government that turned a blind eye to years of suffering and abuse. Not because the Empire was personally responsible, but because they stood by and did nothing. Riding atop her iron steed, RELL's eyes are set on nothing less than the complete destruction of Noxus and saving any children who, like her, survived the Black Rose Academy. And there's nothing in this world that can stop her. Wow. And she's just a 16-year-old girl, which makes this even crazier. They made her more powerful, made her a better weapon, and now she is against you guys. So good luck with that one. Okay, this is a pretty cool origin story for her. I like that. I really like the fact that she literally just like made her own steed with the metal that she can control and manipulate, which is really, really unique and cool. And I'm with her, man. Like she was basically tortured and forced by her mother of all people to, you know, do this training that she obviously didn't want to do. Forced into these duels with other people, and then she saw what really happened to them, so that's going to create a lot of trauma, and of course she's going to want revenge. So let's find out more in her story. All right, we have the second grave, and it's a grave with, it looks like 2 foxes on it, and I don't know what else. Let's see. RELL thought about the knoll often. She didn't want to, of course, but the thoughts were intrusive and the road was long, and most of the time there wasn't much to do besides drift back into those unhappy memories as she rode her shifting metal steed from one rumor to the next. Hours and hours of silence and then always killing. This time, she was far in the outskirts of Noxian territory, following whispers of another Knoll child being secreted over the border. Knoll, RELL winced. Even the shape of that word hurt, and she silently swore to herself as she braced against nothing, shaking off the weight of it. Then the pain turned to anger, then the anger turned to rage. Noxus had made the Knoll and made her, and now in their immeasurable cowardice, the Noxians couldn't bear to look. Better to take the Knoll far, far away so Noxus could go back to being glorious. RELL hated this ugly country, filled with its stupid, ugly people. She hated its bleak, strip-mined mountains, their ore gobbled up in Borum Darkwill's foreign wars. She hated its cracked, rotten soil used up for ration crops and then left exposed to the wind. Now the only thing that grew anywhere was the green-brown moss that seemed to cake every inch of uninhabited land, populated mostly by carnivorous lizards the size of a house. She really hates Noxus. What a hideous, naive place, she thought, so obsessed with its meritocracies, so consumed by constant expansion that it could not and would not see what it had already become. The Black Rose and their experiments were just a symptom of its deeper sickness. RELL would tear it all down. She'd save the Knoll, then destroy the Empire brick by brick, even if she had to do it alone, just like she'd rip apart the Academy. Then the boulder hit her, and for just a moment, everything was quiet. Okay. RELL had not known many of her classmates long. Most of the promising ones had been forced to fight her in exhibition matches to test her strength. She didn't realize until much, much later that whatever shape they were in after the instructors whisked them away, extracting their magic with essence absorbing stone-like sigils and leaving them null forever. She remembered some of the kids, but the rest were a pastiche of faces punctuated by extreme pain, from the fights themselves to the horrific hours-long sigil grafting process that gave their power to her. The other students very quickly grew to fear her, hate her even, and in that way, RELL was always alone, all save for one. Gabriel was a boy whose soft eyes and kind voice were not a product of Noxus, but some other far-flung locale that RELL could only scarcely imagine. He understood RELL and had an odd magic that allowed him to shape dirt into tiny fauna, the animals and birds of his homeland dancing and playing for RELL's amusement. Though he seemed sad to be so far from his family, the two found comfort in each other's friendship, Gabriel spending many of his nights comforting RELL as she recovered from the Academy's abuse. Don't tell me something's gonna happen to her friend Gabriel. It was simply a matter of time before they would face one another in combat, and while RELL seemed hopeful, Gabriel knew what was coming. Yet for a while at least, the two could pretend. RELL awoke to the din of a warband that cautiously approached her, checking if she was dead. Unfortunately for them, she was not. RELL rose with the shattered metal pieces of her steed, her titanic lance finding her hand as raw, molten ore poured upward from the ground and into the monstrous weapon. Her mount reformed, pulsating into the heat of 1,000 furnaces. Raw iron contorted into shape, seizing itself into the jagged silhouette of a stallion, and RELL leapt upon its back. I want to see that in like a cinematic, like the steed forming and the lance forming. That'll be cool. She counted 5 opponents, including a minotaur perched on a pile of large jagged stones, probably the same kind that hit her, and then one more. A thin man in a dusty white coat clumsily tried to escape across the vast nothing of a Noxian wilderness. Instructor Lucas, the man who'd brought Gabriel to the academy and the man who took him away. Though RELL would fight anyone who stood in her path, she had a special rule for her old instructors. No questions asked and no answers given. She wouldn't make an exception for this one. RELL's stallion charged forward as it had escaped a dark, distant nightmare, and like the hammer of a scorned god, RELL's lance slammed into the first soldier who stepped in her way. It was a weapon not made for piercing, but for crushing, and as the soldier's eyes widened in horror, the last thing that went through his mind was his helmet. Whoa, that's crazy. A second fighter attempted to impale RELL's mount, but her spear snapped between its steaming plates, and RELL swatted her far into the distance, a deformed lump of scrap metal and flesh landing several yards away. Okay, if you're going to fight RELL, you need to literally wear nothing metal, and also just good luck. 2 crossbowmen, now much less confident than before, tried to beat a hasty retreat. RELL leapt into the air, her steed itself forming around her into a thick suit of impenetrable black armor, and she brought herself down upon them as the earth ripped open beneath her boundless rage. The Minotaur's rocks may have worked in a sortie, but even his great hunks of volcanic stone shattered against RELL's armor as she slowly marched toward him, a dark knight utterly unstoppable who felled the great creature with a single blow. She turned her attention to her old instructor. Lucas felt the gentle pull of his former student before chunks of superheated slag ripped him from the mossy dirt and into a whirlwind of jagged debris surrounding RELL. It was a storm of metal, heat, and hatred, and all he could whimper before the end was a panicked "Gabriel's at the camp." Oh, okay, here we go. RELL crushed Lucas instantly. His broken form pounded so deeply into the ground that even the basilisk would have trouble digging out his corpse. Then the storm stopped, the slag fell away, and everything was quiet once more. Okay, so Gabriel's still alive? True to the instructor's words, Gabriel was concealed in a tent within a grassy ravine where the ground had given way and created a wide, shallow indentation in the land, the perfect place to hide a camp. He was dead long before RELL found him. Malnutrition. Nullification didn't just steal the magic of its intended victim, it sundered their soul apart, leaving a glassy-eyed husk that didn't want anything, barely spoke, couldn't remember, and never dreamed. A small handful had to be fed, but some rose-aligned warband simply chose to neglect this task out of resentment for the job. Come on. RELL looked at Gabriel at the form wrapped in canvas who once made tiny animals leap from the ground to make her laugh when she was in pain. Digging her lance into the earth, she forced its dark metal out of her hand, then upward, then around him until his body was covered. A simple grave to mark her friend's passing, but an indestructible one decorated with crude animals forever frozen in steel. She closed her eyes as she rode off, trying to remember Gabriel as he once was, but all RELL could see were the basilisks feasting on the dead and her fist closing around a pale woman's throat. Wow. I mean, guys, Noxus is, excuse my language, they're fucking up. RELL just wants to kill all of you guys. And she just might have the ability to do it. Obviously, I don't know the extent of like her metal warping and all that abilities, but like obviously she's probably got to have some sort of like energy or something like that. But I mean, that's a pretty powerful magical ability to have, and you don't want that as an enemy. And I don't think they're helping their case here with all the null and everything like that. So okay, that was a great story. We got basically to learn more about even more trauma that RELL has had in her life, having one of her friends from when she was younger also pass away and become nullified. So yeah, it's just another like stepping stone into RELL hating Noxus. All right, everybody, let's get to the rest of the reaction. All right, guys, let's do her champion trailer. She came out about 3 years ago, according to this trailer. So let's go ahead and give it a watch. 1.5 minutes long.
The helpless fight. The hardened
Oh,
live.
a voiceover.
That's what they taught me. What they forced down my throat. They wanted me to be strong, ruthless, cold as iron.
Ooh. That's, dude, I'm sorry, but that's insanely cool. Just crushing the armor on your opponent. So does she actually need to touch him, though? Could she not do it from afar?
Well, they got their wish.
Okay, the music, though. Oh, I'm seeing exactly what I wanted. There's the lance being formed and the steed. She's just charging towards Noxus. That's awesome. Ooh, that's a really cool trailer. Oh, the music just makes it so hype, too. All right, I love that. That's cool. So, oh, she came out December 10th. Cool. Probably almost 4 years ago now. Very nice. All right, that was an awesome trailer. The music's super hype. Different art style a little bit, I would say. I don't know if I've seen another trailer like this. Maybe I have. We got a little glimpse of her like actual ability of being able to heat the armor and like crush her opponents. And then, yeah, we just see her running and forming the steed and lance, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Cool. All right, let's finally see her abilities. This is about 4 minutes long.
Maiden. Raised in the secret Black Rose Academy, RELL was forced to test her powers of ferromancy against other children, siphoning their magic and growing stronger with every battle she won. Now, this heavily armored metal-mancing support is fighting back against the powers that betrayed her.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. How often should she get to use her steed? And I like the leg
Get ready
armor.
to pump some iron. This is the RELL Champion Spotlight.
I hope this is her champion theme because it's crazy good. All right, let's see the abilities.
RELL's passive, Break the Mold, is all about wearing enemies down to beef herself up. Although she attacks extremely slowly, her
Okay.
attacks briefly steal a percentage of her target's armor and magic resist, and deal bonus damage on hit.
Nice.
Attacking more enemies gives RELL more armor and magic resist, and every new enemy she attacks refreshes the debuff on targets she's
And
already
she's a
stealing from.
support?
Forge your heart.
That's like kind of
strong,
tanky, I feel like.
Unbreakable.
Maybe she's like a tanky support? I guess like Leona also is a support.
With her Q, Shattering Strike, RELL thrusts forward with her lance, damaging and applying her passive to the first enemy hit and dealing half damage to all other targets.
Cool.
Shattering Strike also destroys enemy shields, foiling their defenses so
Ooh.
they can eat lead.
That ability also
RELL's
seems kind of
W,
slow.
Ferromancy comes in 2 parts. With
Okay.
Crashdown, RELL dons her full metal jacket, transforming her mount into heavy armor, leaping into the air and slamming to the ground to knock up surrounding enemies.
That's a
She
good
also
ability.
gains a shield that lasts until broken or until she transforms back to her mounted state.
Oh.
RELL puts the pedal to the metal with
I
mount
see.
up, transforming her armor back into her steed of steel.
Okay.
During
You go back
her
and
next
forth.
attack, she charges her target, then flips them over her shoulder, dealing bonus damage. RELL has more durability while armored, but more speed while mounted, which
Right.
means she can really get the lead out when she needs it most.
All
Okay.
this waiting. I
Two
just
different
wanna
forms.
fight.
I got it.
RELL's E, Attract and Repel, magnetically binds her to an ally, granting them armor and magic resist
There's
while
the support.
nearby.
Okay.
She can recast the spell to stun and damage enemies between her and the bound ally.
Ooh.
Don't get comfortable. I work alone.
That's pretty
Help
cool.
an alloy out. Damaging an enemy with Shattering Strike will heal RELL and her bound ally a percentage of their missing health. The more enemies hit, the more health they get back.
Oh, that's also really cool. Okay.
Pairing the bind with Ferromancy allows for some devastating combos.
Not much
Hitting
healing,
enemies while
but-
mounted can flip them into the stun zone. Knocking enemies up with Crash Down makes them easy targets for a follow-up stun.
Nice. Okay.
With her ultimate Magnetic Storm, RELL erupts in unbridled rage, creating a gravitational field around her that sucks in enemies and deals damage over time.
Ah, okay.
It is possible for enemies to escape the vortex, so RELL must choose which targets to keep in range. Magnetic Storm doesn't interrupt channels or disable any other actions, so basic attacks, Flash, and Elastic Slingshot are still on the table.
Okay, so it doesn't really
Playing
do anything
RELL
except
well
suck
is
them
all
in
about
and do
knowing when to
damage over
saddle
time.
up and when to hunker down. In your armored state, rely on your extra shielding to win trades. When your shields are down, mount up again to lance a lot and finish the job. Choose the right moment to strike. With low mobility on foot, you might crash down to find yourself all armored up with nowhere to go. And no one likes an int horse.
Yeah.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with friends. Use Attract and Repel to bind to allies who can lock down enemies to help set up a stun.
Okay,
and
she
shattering
seems pretty
strike.
fun.
You can also use
I think
Attract
after
and
some
Repel stun
time,
radius
I would have
peel
to
your
learn
squishies
how to
from
play her,
assassins.
but
Then strike while the iron's hot.
she seems pretty unique
For the ultimate
gameplay-wise.
crowd control combo, wait for enemy dashes to go on cooldown, then charge in for a huge knockup. While in the air, cast Magnetic Storm and Attract and Repel. So when you finally crash down, all your team has to do is pick up the shrapnel.
Yeah. Someone scrape this idiot off the floor.
Okay, cool. All right. She seems fun. Support. She seems maybe more difficult than other supports.
Rel. Think you've got what it takes to ride with the Iron Maiden? Test your metal in the bot lane with RELL. Learn more about this heavy metal tank at the links below.
Cool. Seen a little glimpse of another skin as well for her. You can make the horse dance around you. That's kind of fun. All right, yeah, I just want to hear from you guys. Since RELL has been released, how does she stack up to other supports? Is she a little bit more on the difficult side? Is she a little bit easier? She seems like more one of those like tankier kind of supports, a little bit slower as well. So there's got to be like some upside to that. I would assume the tanky part of her is the upside versus like attacking slow. And you guys let me know how RELL plays to you guys in League of Legends. What do you guys think about her? Do you guys hate going up against her? Do you like using her? Let me know. All right, everybody, we are checking out RELL's champion theme. It is featuring Eka Vandal. Is that how you say that? I'm not quite sure. This seems like it is a long one. I don't know if it's our longest. It is 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Has 1.7 million views. Let's give it a listen. Here we go. I'm guessing it's the metal like rock song that we heard earlier. But it is featuring a person, so I would expect some singing. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Okay, this is a headbanger song. Oh! Actual scream music. Wait, do we have closed captioning? No. This is so different than anything we've listened to so far. Okay. Slow it down, slow it down. I listen to a little bit of this kind of genre of music, but it's not like my go-to, but I still like some songs from it. Okay, hold on. She's got a good voice. Faceless again. Dude, this is like an epic champion theme. This is just a legit song, is it not? Like, this isn't a champion theme. This is just a song. I like the little stutters, right, in between. Took it all away. I have to hear from you guys in the community, like, this is totally different genre than what we're used to, right? I gotta pull up the lyrics for this, I think. The drop is so sick. Oh, that was sick. Just raw guitar here. Just the headbanging part of the song. It's definitely like a song of somebody that's like against Noxus, wants to wage a war against Noxus, rebelling against them. I feel like it fits RELL. I have to look at the lyrics for this. Yo, that was insane. That is the last thing I expected. Obviously, we got a little glimpse of it in like the little champion trailer for her, but I had no idea it was a 5-minute full-fledged song. That was insane. Let's go ahead and look up the lyrics for it. All right, sorry for the flashbang, but this is just straight off of Google. Yeah, rules, thorns, crowns, law, meet your downfall. Rules, thorns, crowns, war, meet your downfall. In lies your decay. So, I mean, that's very much kind of describing Noxus, I would assume. Tear through the veil, hand to the blade. I'm fearless again, fearless again. Memories, they fail, like mother's name. She's faceless again, faceless again. Foes and liars, they think that they run this town. They bury their bones with crowns. They think they can hide in smoke, but I'm coming in with fire. And then she just like screams fire every time, and that's like right when it drops. I'll never lose the fire. I'll never stop the riot or ever feel the fear inside. I hear the screaming lullabies echo in their cries. Safe in amber eyes, the fire never dies. The fire in smoke, but I'm coming with the fire, like just coming in. She's coming like with her rage, right? Back at Noxus for what they did to her. And then, yeah, here's their cries whenever she kills any of them. Youth are growing colder. They found a love to blame. Who took it away? Who took it all away? There's got to be like an interpretation on the lyrics here. I'm sure there might be a breakdown somewhere. Dust for my lover. They burnt the black bouquet. Now they're looking so afraid. They're looking so afraid. Okay, so they're afraid of her is kind of my guess. Every day, you know, I have the heart to break away. Never going to drown under the waves. Cut away the link to fight again. I'm coming for you all with fire. And then it looks like it repeats. I'll fight your war. No, I won't fall because I bring fire. Cool. All right. I mean, yeah, this was a great song. I definitely have to hear from the community. You guys, like, I don't think anybody has a champion song that's similar. But you guys let me know if there's anything like this similar in League of Legends, because this was pretty unique in my opinion. Definitely a different step. And I think in the right direction. I think certain champions, this obviously kind of song fits for them. I think it fits for RELL for the little bit that I do know about her and just like her upbringing and everything like that. I really feel like this song fits RELL. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you think of this theme. Obviously, if it's not your genre of music, you might not necessarily like it. Like, it's not my go-to genre, but I still liked the song and enjoyed it for her character. All right, guys, we are checking out RELL's skins. Of course, she only has a few, being a newer champion. She has 4 total. We'll try to pick our favorite one of the 4. I want to hear from you guys, though, what your favorite skin is for RELL so far. All right, let's look at the original design. This is her in-game. The lance is cool. Oh, it actually matches her hair. I didn't realize that. Because in the splash art, it's a little bit different, right? It's actually just like, there's more like black going on, I think, in the lance than anything. But this is a pretty sick design. Like the steed being made out of metal is just really cool. All right, we have Battle Queen. Oh, that's a good idea for RELL. Let's check this out. Ooh, oh, I like the white hair. It's all like spiked up a little bit. I like the outfit that she has as well. The steed is also kind of like giving Demacia colors. And then the lance is quite different. I like the blue with like this little, like, I don't know, sleeve here, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. It looks like more of a proper lance, right? That's kind of what's cool about it. I really like this one. And we also have a bunch of chromas. Let's go ahead and go through the chromas. Might as well. Oh, the hair and the lance changes. And the steed color changes as well. Ooh, I really like this one. Okay, this has a lot of cool stuff going on with it. Yeah. Oh, the design on the lance itself actually changes as well. This one's really good. I like it. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, they literally give Star Guardian to everybody. All right, we have Star Guardian RELL. Is it going to be my favorite? It might be. Ooh, the hair is cool. The lance is insane. Just the color scheme is really insane. And then, yeah, look at the steed. The steed's awesome with the tail as well. All right, let's look at the different chromas. This one's really good. I mean, Star Guardian skins, in my opinion, don't really disappoint. Some of them are just like okay, but they're still good comparative to like some other old skins and stuff like that. So I'm digging this. Yeah, I'm digging this one. Ooh, very vibrant colors in the last chroma. All right, I really like this one. Let's see the last skin and I'll make my decision. Hi, dang it. I said everybody gets a Star Guardian skin. No, everybody gets a freaking High Noon skin. High Noon is just that popular, huh? All right. Okay, hold on. Now, I'm usually not about the High Noon skins, but having a horse and all, that's kind of perfect, right? Even though it's a metal horse. The lance looks awesome. Oh, it actually has like the revolver cylinder as well. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, and it's got, yeah, okay, it's got the handle and everything. All right, you know what? Oh my God, am I going to pick a High Noon skin as my favorite skin for the first time? I might be. I think I've picked like one other High Noon skin in my top 3 for a champion before. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah, you know what? This one kind of surprised me and wowed me a little bit. I'm going to go with the High Noon skin being my favorite over the Star Guardian and Battle Queen. I think all of the skins are great, though. I don't think there's anything that I would complain about the other 2 skins, but this High Noon skin is really, really solid. All right, and the only trivia here says RELL's lance is featured in the promotional art for preseason 2021 Mythic Forge as a reveal teaser. All right, let's move on to the Fandom Wiki. All right, guys, we're checking out the Fandom Wiki. We kind of skimmed over a little bit of like the early life, Black Rose Academy, life as a fugitive. Nothing in here is really new. Obviously, she's wanted by the Black Rose and Noxus. You know, there's the recent events, the story that we just read. Nothing really new in here. It was just kind of like a recap of things. So we're going to start off with her appearance. RELL is a dark-skinned teenage girl with yellow eyes and bright blonde hair with some highlights of yellow. She typically wears a light suit of armor with leather pads on the shoulders, hips, and knees. Her left hand has a torn arm sleeve with leather padding, while her right arm is sleeveless and covered in pieces of metal, branding her with magical sigils. She wields her metal lance in her right hand and makes it glow a deep orange-yellow whenever she heats it up. Her mount is a metal construct shaped into the form of a horse, thanks to her Pheromancy magic. When RELL leaps off her mount, she reshapes it into an even heavier set of metal armor that goes over her current outfit. Her heavy metal armor has a massive chest plate, knee guards, pieces of metal floating at the sides of her legs, and a huge spiked shoulder guard on her left shoulder. Our personality, RELL is impulsive, restless, and aggressive. Her trauma at the Black Roses Academy combined with her young age has made her vengeful and misanthropic, having a distrustful attitude towards most people and feeling no hesitation to kill anyone that threatens her or whoever she's protecting. She feels pure hatred for the Black Rose and all of Noxus, blaming them for all the atrocities she witnessed in the academy and expressing her hatred for everything about her nation, ranging from the politics to the people and even to the very land itself. Yeah, I know her young age is kind of a big deal too, I feel like. In spite of this, she's very passionate about rescuing and protecting any of her surviving classmates from the academy, most notably the Null, whom she feels deep guilt over. Though RELL struggles with connecting and socializing with most people due to her temper and distrust, she's shown to be capable of romantic feelings and has been easily flustered by both males and females she's attracted to. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I'm going to guess Voicelines. Or it's something I missed in like the story or something. I don't know. All right, abilities. Magical physiology. RELL was born with natural magic abilities and has trained them since childhood with the most talented instructors in the Black Rose Academy. Her abilities could eventually grow more as she expands her knowledge of magic and hones her skills in it. Sigil magic. Due to the experimentations of the Black Rose within the academy, RELL has been branded with sigils made of magical energy extracted from her own classmates. These sigils, once branded on Rel's skin, enhance her magic even further and instantly give her further strength and control of her abilities. That's just like crazy messed up. Ferromancy. Rel possesses the ability to manipulate metal, an incredibly strong power rarely seen in Runeterra. Having been trained by the Black Rose since childhood, she is capable of ripping ore straight from the ground, superheating metal, twisting it into different shapes, and even crushing opponents within their own armor. She has shown capability of even tearing down entire buildings with her powers, as she did with the Academy once she escaped. Yeah, again, very much Magneto. Metal mount and armor. Rel has such control over her ability that she is capable of manipulating metal into the shape of her signature steed as she rides across Noxus, stomping on and crushing anyone in her way. Along with that, she can use this same arrangement of metal pieces to form an impenetrable suit of black armor around herself. Lance proficiency. Rel is skilled in the use of her blunt lance, which she forms out of her metal magic. In close combat, she almost exclusively uses her lance, which she is capable of superheating in order to strike with even more force. And then combat mastery. Thanks to years of training within the Academy and many brutal sparring matches against her classmates, Rel is incredibly tough and resilient in combat. By utilizing her magical abilities, she is capable of striking with immense force and running down opponents easily. And I mean, she's only 16. Imagine, like, give her some time, man. She's going to be even scarier, I feel like. But she kind of probably needs a teacher, and a proper teacher at that, right? Like a good one, a nice one. Oh, wow. We have a lot here in the relationship section. So I'm interested to see what's going on here. All right. So the Black Rose were the organization that initially took Rel into the Rose Guard Academy under the guise of training her to be an elite in Noxus's army. However, Rel eventually realized the horrific truth of their experiments on her and the other classmates in the academy, such as their experimentation with sigil magic that turned most of Rel's classmates into the Null. Rel has a deep hatred towards the Black Rose, and all of Noxus for that matter, because of what they did to her and her classmates within the academy. Now, as she rides across Noxus, she hunts down any remaining faculty that survived her escape and is set on brutally killing any of the Black Rose she manages to find. In response, the Black Rose have made efforts to try and retain Rel, sending all manners of bounty hunters, which they have a picture of Samira, to capture her for their plans and stopping the menacing Mordekaiser. Okay, LeBlanc. LeBlanc is the one who initially took notice to Rel's particular mastery with metal magic. After visiting Rel's parents, she offered a deal with them to take Rel into the academy and train her to be the Black Rose's living weapon, promising to make Rel an elite in the Noxian army and granting their noble house more political power in Noxus. Though she hasn't personally encountered Rel since her escape, she is most likely responsible for the many efforts to detain her, of course. All right, we have the parents. Rel's father was a Noxian foot soldier, while her mother was the heiress to a noble house that has since fallen from grace. Though technically nobles, Rel's family didn't enjoy the lavish lives that the other members of the Noxian nobility would have due to their lowered political power, causing Rel to often be frustrated. Once she showed her magical talent in ferromancy, Rel's parents instantly saw an opportunity to return their noble house to greatness and convinced Rel to try and hone her magical abilities and eventually become an elite within the Noxian army. Though most of their apprenticeships failed, LeBlanc approached the couple and offered a deal to take her under the Black Rose Academy, turning Rel into a living superweapon and in exchange granting their noble house more power. While Rel trained in the academy, her parents would seldom visit her, but would always express how proud they were of their daughter despite the brutal treatment Rel faced while training in the academy. That's like insane, the definition of like exposing your child and just using your child. Once Rel escaped on her 16th birthday, she discovered that the horrific experiments with the Null and the sigil magic had been the orders of her own mother, who had been the headmistress of the academy this entire time. Now, Rel has a vicious hatred for her parents, but most particularly her mother, as she often mocks her mother, saying, "Excellence is measured in sacrifice." Oh, she mocks that. I see. All right, the Null. All the Null are the product of the Black Rose's experiments with sigil magic, with each of them being a former classmate of Rel's that she was forced to fight. Once defeated, these kids would have their magic forcefully extracted from their bodies and placed into a sigil branded into Rel's skin. Because of the guilt she feels for the experiments, because she personally knew these Null kids in the past, Rel is dedicated to finding and freeing these Null before the Black Rose can detain and hide them away. One particular Null named Gabriel was a dear friend of Rel, but she unfortunately found him dead in an encampment on her quest to find and save him. All right, we have two more. We have Samira and Mordekaiser left. Rel and Samira have not met, but Samira is very aware of her due to the fact that she has gone on many missions to locate and detain Rel under the orders of her boss, Captain Indari, who is secretly working alongside LeBlanc. Most recently, Samira was sent on a mission to retrieve Rel from containment in a compound near Qualthala, but had arrived too late as Rel had already escaped alongside the Null. Despite this, Samira is incredibly intrigued by Rel, unaware of the truth behind Rel's origins. Yeah, I knew that. But I think like Samira wasn't really like, I think if it came down to it, I don't think Samira would really like capture Rel and just like give her in. I think she's more interested in like what's going on. And then Mordekaiser. RELL is completely unaware of Mordekaiser and has never met him, but her training with the Black Rose is the product of their plans to turn her into the perfect living weapon to use against Mordekaiser as a contingency once he returns to the physical realm. This is most likely due to her particularly rare and powerful ability to manipulate metal, which is what Mordekaiser's physical armored body is mostly made of. All right, super epic event. Mordekaiser returns, and RELL is like the forefront of the person to go against him. Obviously, RELL, I think, needs more time to like train and just be, I don't know, maybe older, just more training. But that would be a super cool event, like have Mordekaiser come back. All right, guys. Yeah, looking at the biography, we did read that. We did watch the Iron Maiden video, and we did read the short story. Let's take a look at the trivia. RELL was first mentioned in Samira's story, Daredevil Impulse, prior to her reveal. Oh, okay, so that came out first. RELL is 16 years old, as mentioned in her biography. RELL is implied by her voice lines and multiple rioters to be bisexual. The academy that RELL went to is unknown, but according to the flavor of the card, Ravenbloom Conservatory, it might be called Rosegard Academy. As revealed in her lore live Q&A, RELL's parents come from very different parts of Runeterra, making her biracial, and it says RELL is half black. RELL shapes her mount as a horse instead of a basilisk as a form of rebellion against Noxus's military system. RELL's horse does not have a name. However, in the Star Guardian universe, RELL's horse is named Sebastian. It is up to interpretation as to whether RELL's horse is named as such in other universes. I wonder why it doesn't have a name in the main universe. Her armor is partly extracted from the ground, partly from other people's gear, so it sometimes has steel, pig iron, and various other alloys depending on what's available. RELL's power is largely not electromagnetic based. At the moment, it's unlikely that she is capable of pulling metal from inside others' bodies. Ooh. RELL likely does not have knowledge of Mordekaiser. Her connection to the Iron Revenant was kept secret during production to enforce this speculation. Currently, Mordekaiser has not given attention to RELL yet either. RELL could defeat Mordekaiser's physical metal form since he's not aware of her or her power, but he could just retreat to the Death Realm to reform, likely without a metal armor. While there is no concrete answer on whether RELL's power works on Demacian steel, it can be inferred that should a Demacian group of soldiers try to fight RELL, they will fail miserably and swiftly. All right, that's a lot of information here. I mean, basically, from all the things that we've learned from RELL, she has a very unique power that can come in handy in any second, in any battle, any war. Like, this power would be very good and unique and just powerful, right? That's the same way how Magneto is in X-Men. He's unique in the sense that he can control metal, and that's just a super powerful thing to do when there's just metal everywhere in the world, right? So RELL's pretty cool. Let's finally get into her voice lines, though, and I just want to hear some more, right? All right, guys, here we go. We're looking at RELL's special interactions, 4 minutes long here, and then we also have the voice lines video by Skin Spotlights that we will check out right after.
More like the boss of having his shirt off. Oh, I think you heard that.
All right, set. That's fun. That was a fun voice line. I have no idea what to expect from RELL. I figure she's going to be serious.
I'm going to crush your bones.
Oh, yeah, like that.
You know my dad, General, so you know what's about to happen. Oh, so your name's Echo. That's cool.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay, she's got a little crush on Echo, it seems.
The Rose would sure hate losing their pet bug.
Ah, okay. I still don't know anything about Elise.
I can see you, right? Gross little gerbil man.
Oh, don't say that to Kled.
Hey, LeBlanc, tell my mom I'm gonna rip her head off.
That's crazy.
All right, RELL, be cool. It's just a tall, super strong armored lady.
Ah, okay. So she liked Echo and she liked
You're
Leona.
Mordekaiser, right? All metal. I can take you.
I don't know
Samira,
about that.
If you're looking for me, here I am.
Okay.
You're cute, Seraphine. Well, bye.
That'd be me
Noxus
too, though.
Will fall, Swain. Starting with you.
Yeah, okay. There's no mention of Swain in her
this won't hurt my
story or
chances.
anything, but yeah.
Leona? Leona? We would not be good together, Sarah. One dead snake, one less petal on the rose.
The way Cassiopeia died.
You should have kept better tabs on your people, General. Ugh. Just when I thought I knew him, he went back in time. One evil spider lady down, several evil animal people to go.
That's funny.
Your lizard had the right idea, General Admiral Brigadier Kled.
Ah, the full name.
Good. That'll send Mom the message. Noxus was afraid of that guy? This might be easier than I thought.
That's crazy.
So long, Samira. Thought you'd be more stylish than that.
Okay, so she's like,
Does
she's
this
got a
mean
little
I'm
humor
your
to her.
boss now? I gotta walk away. This is too much.
Too much pressure.
Huh. Grand General.
I like the huh.
Someone scrape this idiot off the floor. Thanks for the practice, stupid.
Okay, some trash talk.
Beaten by a girl to death. On to the next. I told you not to fight me, but here we are. I've kicked rocks tougher than you.
Dang, okay.
Let's try that again. Hi, I'm Rel.
Hi, I'm Rel is great.
No one beats me, no one breaks me, and no one stands in my way.
Oh, okay. All right, Rel.
All right, I'll admit you helped. I could learn to trust someone like you.
I was gonna say she's probably not very trustworthy of.
I work alone.
Yeah, she works alone mostly.
You're dependable. I like that.
Okay.
Didn't expect the assist. Thanks.
Okay, she can at least say
Watch my
thanks
back?
though.
Just like that? Cool. Boo! You suck. How about you say that again?
Taunt response. Okay.
Can't tell if I taste metal or blood.
Ah, that's a good line.
Excellence is measured in sacrifice. Or whatever.
There's her mocking her mom.
Run them all down. We're good, they're bad, and that's all you need to know.
We're good, they're bad. The other team
This
sucks.
little girl is about to crush some heads.
Okay.
Fight like you mean it. Die for something that matters. They'll pay for what happened to me. Noxus, the Black Rose, everyone.
There you
When
go.
steel crashes against steel, it's so loud, I almost forget. The Rose ripped the magic out of my friends and put it into me.
Yeah.
I hate them. The people who hurt me are dead. All but one.
LeBlanc.
My mother.
Oh, her mother.
Those academy kids are still out there. I'll find them all. I'll save them.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I mean, I kind of feel like I don't really have too many questions about her voice lines. I would say most of these were pretty straightforward. The only thing I don't really know about is, I guess, Elise in this case, because that's kind of the only person I haven't. I mean, I know Echo and Darius just because of, you know, surrounding information about them. But yeah, Elise is kind of the only one I wouldn't know too much about. I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised very much by any of her voice lines here. She definitely has, you know, the hatred towards the Noxus and LeBlanc and her mom and all that. And then I guess the only little surprise, but we got a little glimpse of it in the Fandom Wiki is, yeah, so clearly she ends up being, or she is a bisexual character. She had like kind of the hots for Echo and also the hots for Leona at the same time, and Seraphine a little bit as well. That was pretty cool. I'm not sure if there are any other bisexual characters that we ran into. There's definitely like some demons and stuff that kind of don't care what gender you are or anything like that, but that's a little bit of a different, you know, case. Other than that, yeah, I think this is about what I expected from her voice lines. Being like, you know, a 16-year-old girl, I guess maybe, you know, some of her insults were like for example, boo, you suck, are kind of like ones where she's like, that's something a 16-year-old would say. Or like when she's like, okay, cool, I'm cool, you know, that's also kind of like something that a younger person I feel like would say to themselves or whatever, right? So I think they got it pretty down on how Rel would actually like speak. On the assists here, I did notice like she seemed like very weary of trusting another person, which we did learn from her background and everything like that. But on some of them, she actually was like, you know, she said thanks or like cool, like, so she seems like she would take the help and she would trust somebody. It just takes her a long time to trust somebody. All right, let's go ahead and listen to the rest of her voice lines.
Come on. I hate waiting.
Impatient.
This sucks. I don't have time for this. All this waiting. I just want to fight.
That's a teenager
Can't
impatience
tell if
right
I
there.
taste metal. Iron body, iron will.
Ooh.
I refuse to be broken. I'm the happiest girl in the world.
Oh my God, those are jokes.
Ooh.
Those are jokes. That's actually kind of insane.
I
Death.
can't stop fighting. Toughen up.
Okay.
Get mean.
E.
I got you. We fight together. Don't die.
Don't
Nobody
die.
leaves. I am not finished. Do not walk away.
Ooh, I like the
Mount up.
voice actress's
Ride.
delivery on these.
Run him down. Let's crush him under hoof.
Hmm.
Don't fall behind. Armoring up. Unbreakable.
Okay, that's cool. Two
Let's
different
do
kinds
this
of
for
voice
real.
lines.
I'll fight to the end. For the null.
Ooh, for the
armor
null.
keeps the world out. The lance does the rest.
Hmm.
I'd rather break rules than people, but I can make exceptions.
Hmm.
I'll twist Noxus until it snaps.
Oh, I love that voice
I
line.
fight for the lost, but mostly I just fight. Bones shatter and people lie, but I can always count on iron.
Hmm.
If I trusted people, I need even more armor. The helpless
That's a
fight,
good line, too.
The hardened live. Friends just get in the way. Don't
Ooh,
let anyone in.
there's again, like she's definitely like works alone, solo. Friends get in the way.
Never let anyone in.
Wow.
The Black Rose may have done this to me, but Noxus knew. Hurt me enough and I'll split your head open.
Huh.
Noxians aren't the heroes they think they are. I
Yeah.
survived the academy. My instructors didn't.
Nice.
Everyone who's ever stood in my way is dead or broken. Forge
Yeah.
your heart into something strong, unbreakable.
Like metal.
Trust is a luxury no one can afford. They call it pheromancy, metal magic.
Uh-huh.
The Rose wanted me to be a weapon. Well, here I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Children
I mean, that's
died.
the ultimate revenge, right?
So I can make metal a little sharper.
Hmm.
I'll finish this fight. I'm the only one who can. These sigils are a reminder. Screw my sigils.
Hmm.
Memories suck.
Memories suck.
Forgiveness? Never. Now I'm mad.
Okay,
This is
attacks.
gonna suck for you. Hey, idiot! Sit down. You're
Oh,
too
just
soft for
a
this.
sit down is great.
Oh, we're fighting. You got a problem? They'll find you in pieces.
Hmm.
Hope you brought an army. I'll bust you down to scrap.
Ah, that's another
Guess
good one.
we're doing this. I don't move for anyone. I'm pissed.
I'm
I told you to
pissed.
stay back. Here comes an ass kicking. This'll shut you up. Say goodbye to your teeth. Do not push me.
Man, she's okay.
This is who I am now.
She's a little
You
scary.
Can't fix what I break. You're nothing. You're in my way.
Hmm.
Step up then.
Her comebacks are a
Don't
little
say I
bit
didn't
like,
warn you.
or her like warnings
I will kill
are
you.
a little bit like
Dumbest
16-year-old
fight
coded.
you've ever picked. This is for everyone I've lost. Out of my way.
Wow, they gave her a lot of
All
these.
right. Die then.
Oh, that's a good one. Die then. All right, these were pretty cool. I think in this segment of her voice lines, we got a little bit more play on words with like the metal or the iron part. Like, for example, like iron lungs, iron heart, like that kind of stuff. They played on the metal aspect of RELL a little bit more with these voice lines. She does, again, like, you can tell through a lot of these voice lines, right? Like the trauma that she went through at the academy via the betrayal of her mom, via betrayal of Noxus. Like that trauma will be with RELL forever, to the point where that trauma prevents her from making friends. It's preventing her from, you know, working with another person. She's going to be solo because she can't trust another person, because like ever since she was a kid, she's been betrayed by loved ones, right? Like your mom betrays you. How can you trust somebody, you know, when your mom herself is betraying you? So I definitely get a lot of these voice lines, and you can tell in a lot of the voice lines here that she's just kind of like referencing that aspect of her life and how she will not trust another person anymore. I'm just going to work alone. All right, I really liked the attack voice lines. They were kind of funny, some of them, because it's just like something that like a 16-year-old would kind of say. I felt like I think they got that down pretty well, in my opinion. Like, here comes an ass kicking. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like that's something like a teenager would say, right? I thought they did a great job bringing RELL to life, and I want to hear from you guys, though, what you think of her voice lines. And of course, whenever she gets added to Legends of Runeterra, we'll go ahead and react to those voice lines as well in the future, but for now, she is not in that game. Other than that, I mean, I understand RELL pretty much completely. Like, I understand the trauma behind her. Again, I'm always going to compare her to just Magneto, because that is who she's going to be to me for the rest of time at this point. And just because, like, they kind of have similar traumas in a sense, not exactly, right? But, like, the similar similar traumas of just being betrayed by like your own kind or somebody that you wouldn't think betrays you, that kind of stuff, right? So I'm always going to compare her to Magneto. I'm interested to see like what goes on with her lore in the future. Obviously, she is somebody where there might be something interesting in the future with Mordekaiser coming back fully. I don't know if they'll do an event like Viego's event with the Ruination, with Mordekaiser coming back. And then like RELL will play a big part, obviously, in that event sometime in the future. We don't know if they're saving it for the MMO. I'm not sure, but that's definitely something in our future. And then obviously just taking down Noxus in general, and like LeBlanc and Swain and just everybody in Noxus who betrayed her, even her own mother. So we'll have to keep an eye out and see what they do with RELL's lore in the future. Obviously, she's still pretty new, so they're probably not going to do anything with her anytime soonish. But I think the biggest factor for RELL in the future is probably the Mordekaiser part of it, because of the fact that Mordekaiser is one of those, you know, when you think of Runeterra, there's certain threats in Runeterra, right? You got the Void, you got Mordekaiser, you had, you know, the Ruination, you have Aurelian Soul. So you have like all these several different threats of things that could just like come back and wreak havoc in Runeterra, Mordekaiser being one of them. RELL is kind of the, you know, the anti, kind of the person that would be able to take on Mordekaiser, we think, if that ever comes to fruition. So I'll be definitely keeping an eye on that in the future. Definitely let me know any of your thoughts, anything that I may have missed for RELL in the comments. Please leave a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next reaction. Please check out the other reactions as well if you haven't already on our channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.